What's up, guys? It's your boy Big Bang Frank, you know what I'm saying? Switched up the scenery a little bit, shooting a video in my garage. Y'all can see how messy it is. I don't know. I just felt like changing up the scenery, and plus it was too fucking windy outside. So I just fucking came in the garage, got some privacy, you know. Hey, plus I like the refrigerator magnets. I think it's a cool little background. Whatever. Anyways, the last video, it got cut off during the middle because somebody called. Like, I didn't mean to stop it there. It just got cut off, and somebody called me, and yeah, it completely fucked up the whole video. But so um, where we had left off, um, I had gotten a taxi over to the dope man's house. I scored like 14 dimes, and then I meet this dude over there, right? I meet this dude over there. We'll call him Charlie. I meet this dude Charlie over there. That's not his name at all. So I start chopping up with him, and we start to realize that hey, we know like all the same people, you know, we know all the same people, and um, he just seems like a cool, normal ass dude. He asked me about my scrubs, and I tell him, hey, dude, I just got fucking kicked out of this school right now. He's like, no shit. I was like, yeah, dude, fucking. And I was on foot because I just totaled my car, and we're gonna discuss that today. We're mostly gonna discuss my car accident, but I just wanted to end the previous story, right? So I start chopping it up with this dude, and he's like, "Oh no!" And we're walking down the street, but we get to a point where we're each going our separate ways, and so I tell him, "Hey, um, I gotta go find somewhere to fix, brother. I'll talk to you later. Stay safe." He goes, "Wait, hold up, man. We can go fix at my crib." I was like, "No shit." He's like, "Yeah, I got my own little spot." He's like, "Fuck it, let's go." So we go. Um, so I want you to picture a neighborhood like, I don't know if you've seen on TV, um, like Boys in the Hood, or you know, like neighborhoods like in Compton and stuff. They're houses, but they're kind of like lower income houses, but they're still houses, and they're not super small. They have yards and stuff, but they don't have garages. They only have carports. So just like picture houses like that, or if you play Grand Theft Auto, picture houses like around Grove Street and stuff like that. That's what these houses were like, right? And there's one neighborhood, and there's a highway. I-10 runs through the middle of the neighborhood, and then on the other side of I-10, there's another neighborhood very similar to this one, right? So what we did to get to Homeboy's neighborhood across the highway, we walked over one of those bridges that, like a walking bridge that goes over a highway. So we walked over one of those, with the little like chain link fence that goes over the top of it. So we walked across one of those. We go to this dude's place, and what it is it's just a room. Like he's just renting out a room, right? And it's like a room that's like added onto this house, but you can't get inside the rest of the house from this little room, right? So I think it was like I want to say it was like in addition to the house, probably an illegal addition, but who cares? Yeah. Um, I mean, it looked like legit, like fairly legit. And we go inside Homeboy's room, and he got his own shit, I got my shit. We're fixing, having a good time, and then he says, "Hey, I got some climax, dude." I said, "No shit." Now, climax is otherwise known as Tunchi or K2 or Spice, right? Or some people call it legal, but in San Antonio, it was called Climax. Uh, yeah, that's just what it was called. I don't know. It was just called Climax because you used to be able to buy it at a store, and the fucking bags on it says Climax, you know. And we would just start abbreviating it to eventually we started abbreviating it to Max. Like, oh man, he on that Max. He's smoking that Max. That's what we call it in San Antonio, Max. You know, everybody knows when somebody calls somebody a Max head, that means they're a Tunchi head or a K2 head, a spice head, right? And there's a lot of those in San Antonio. It's becoming its own epidemic in its own way, you know. And that shit is the worst. That shit is worse than meth, heroin. That shit is the worst. Now it is. Now it's the worst. But back then, this was in 2014, right? So back then, it was still a cannabinoid derivative, right? It was not what it is now. Now it has no fucking relation to cannabis whatsoever. It's like a hallucinogen. It's some weird chemical. But back then, it was similar to THC, but it still gets you fucking high. So I'm smoking this shit with this dude, and I pretty much freaked out, man. Everything that happened in the past week, my case, um, my car accident, and me getting kicked out of school, it all hit me, man. And then and that was the first moment when I realized that I was gonna have to pay back that loan, or that grant. It wasn't really a loan. It was supposed to be a grant, and if I would have just completed it, I wouldn't have owed any money. And this is what you guys need to realize: is that the decisions you make will affect you in the long run, right? They can affect you years from now. Stuff that you do today can affect you years from now. Even stuff that you wouldn't even think. And I'm not just talking about, oh yeah, I shoot somebody and I go to prison for years. Well, obviously it's gonna affect you years from now if you fucking shoot somebody. But I didn't mean something like drastic like that. I just meant something, something serious but relatively small in the grand scheme of things. You know, like as far as like shooting somebody or dying or somebody close to you dying or something like that. But it still can have a deep effect on you. So let me give y'all an example, right? I got that loan from the federal government or the grant, whatever, and I haven't even bothered to do tax returns because I know they're just gonna keep the money. I'm not gonna get nothing back, you know. And so I haven't done tax returns, and I haven't got my Trump check. Everybody else got their $1,200 except for me, you know, because of a stupid decision I made 6 years ago. So just think about that. When you're out there doing dirt, just think about it because it can come back to haunt you, and it most likely will, because I believe in karma. I believe in karmic debt and those things. And right now, I'm probably like negative $1 million. You know what I'm saying? As far as karmic debt, probably about negative a million. But if I can just pay $10 a day toward that debt, it's good enough for me. I can at least make some progress, chip away at that debt, even if it's just $10 of karmic debt a day. It's better than nothing, and I'm gonna try to do that. I really am gonna try. I'm gonna, um, you know, let's see if I can get. I'm gonna try to shoot for $20 today. All right, but if I only get 10, I'll take that. I think you guys get the analogy, right? Anyways, yeah, but I do want to start paying towards that debt. I do, because life will just start to get better in general. I know I shake the camera too much, but whatever. Who gives a dick? Two people watch these videos anyway. Maybe three if I'm lucky. Four if you include me. Nah, but so it hits me, man. I'm in this dude's house, and I'm like, "Oh shit!" And he's like, "What's wrong, dude?" I was like, "Oh, nothing, nothing." I told him about the school, but I didn't want to go into all the other shit. You know what I mean? I didn't want to tell him about the case because the guy who was serving me up didn't even know about it. And I feel like if he would have found out about it, he would have stopped serving me up. He would have been like, "Oh, that dude's hot." Either he would think I'm hot, that the cops are watching me, or he would think I'm gonna snitch on him. You know, which I would have done neither. Absolutely not. But and I wasn't hot because I mean, I scored from that house every day after I fucking got arrested leaving there. But what I would do is when I would score, I would usually have like a water bottle with me, and as soon as he would serve me, I would just put it in my mouth, right? I would just put the dope in my mouth, and I would have my water next to me. So if the cops pulled up on me, a lot of times I was on foot, but sometimes I was in like my homeboy's car, or I would borrow my dad's car or something like that. I would just have my water next to me, right, and the dope in my mouth. And if I was, as soon as I would have gotten lit up from the cops, I would have just taken a drink from the water and swallowed it. Or if I was walking, same thing happened, swallowed it, you know. So I don't know if they saw me put it in my mouth and they're just like, we don't even want to bother with that shit, just let it go. Or if they just stopped watching, or they're only watching it like one day a week, or I don't know what the issue was, but I never had any incidents after that, you know, which is crazy. But believe me, I was scared going over there every time. But I still did it. You'll do anything with addiction, you know. I was back at that house less than 24 hours after I got arrested leaving it, you know. So yeah, basically I'm in this dude's room and I freak out. That's pretty much what happens. Everything hits me, man. What hits me most is the car accident. Oh my god, dude, that scared, bro, that scared the fucking shit out of me. This little like stool, like a foldable stool, like kind of fell off this box and it scared the fucking shit out of me. I thought it was like an animal or something. Fuck. Man, my eyes itchy. Got allergies. Um. Yeah. So that's the end of that story. I'm sorry it's so unorganized, whatever, but whatever. Yeah. So now we're going to talk about car accident. I don't know if y'all see this. See this? Yeah, that's from the accident. Okay. It's just hard to talk about, man. One day, um, I call up this chick. We'll say, for the sake of this, her name is Jenny, right? I call up Jenny. She goes to my medical school with me, right? So um, this is before I got kicked out of school, right? So I call up this chick, and she comes over, or I pick her up. I pick her up because her parent. Usually I would chill at her house, but her mom was there this time, and I just fucking farted. I hope y'all could hear it in the audio. It was a good fart too. Yeah, so uh, yeah, so I called this chick, right? And her mom was there at the apartment. So I come scoop her up, right? So it's the last day I would have this whip. I drove a 2006 Ford Freestyle. It was green and gold. Look it up. Um, the the Ford Freestyle only was in existence for 2 years. Uh, so it was only in existence from 2005 and 2006. Those are the only 2 years that the Ford Freestyle existed, right? And later on ended up becoming the Taurus X, and I think that only existed for like 2 years as well. So altogether, this type of car only existed for like 4 years. It's like a crossover SUV kind of thing. Just look it up. Look up Ford Freestyle, then y'all will see what it is. It's a pretty big size car, you know. It's not small. Yeah, I would say it's about the size of like a Ford Explorer. You know, that's what I would say. Not an It's bigger than an Escape. You know, but I'd say it's around the size of a Ford Explorer. Yeah. So it's decent size. And I kind of scoop her up, right? I'm already kind of throwed, and she has a script for Xanax, right? Uh, She got a script for Xanax. I think I only take like two. I didn't really get too fucked up off the Xanax. You know, I didn't want because I think she was like shisty with her pills. So she had like the footballs. I want to say she gave me two, right? But I was already coasting off the B, off the heroin, right? So I was coasting pretty good, but I wasn't like outrageous. You know, I was good enough to drive. So she comes back to my house, me and her chill, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Uh, you know, I'm intoxicated, but I'm not like super duper intoxicated. But then I decide to go out on my roof and smoke some bud. I'm tired, you know, I'm high off dope, a little bit chilling out the Zans. You know, I go out, and this is like what pushed me over the edge. I bet you if I hadn't smoked that bud, I probably would have been okay. But I smoked that bud, man, and it just makes me super fucking tired. And this chick is like, I need to go home. I need to go home. And I was like, kind of telling her, I was like, man, I'm fucked up. Like, I don't really want to drive you home. She was like, you promised me you would take me home if I came over. Blah blah blah. I was like, fine. I was like, look, you drive over there, and I'll drive back. All right. So she drives to her house. Um, I'm fucking like nodding off the whole ride over there. And of course, her mom won't let me stay there. But what I should have done was just went to sleep in the fucking parking lot. So I should just reclined the chair, went to sleep. Even if I just crashed out for like an hour and a half, it would have like warned. It would have made some of the drugs wear off. Just an hour and a half of sleep would have, you know, it. I don't know, something when the brain goes to sleep, it like it does certain things and it usually processes drugs faster. Like kind of. So like if you're fucking barred out and go to sleep for like 2 hours and you wake up, you're not really gonna be as barred out as you were before you went to sleep. So I should have just reclined my seat and went to sleep. I wasn't thinking like that, man. I gave her right over there, and I was like, "Fuck, I gotta go home." And I made it home so many times before, but this time I didn't, man. You know, I was fucking nodding off the whole time. You know, I was so fucked up, dude. And I'm driving, right? I'm driving, then I fall asleep. I fall asleep driving. All of a sudden, I wake up. I wake up to wham! I'm just like, oh shit! I'm asleep, and next thing I know, wham! I'm like, oh shit! And my instinct was just to slam on the brakes, and I did. And so what happened was there was like this island, like a curb island, in between like two lights. I think I'll have to like go over there and show y'all just so y'all can see what I mean. But imagine like a curb island with like kind of a ramp. So there's like one side of a street, right? And there's a little island. And then there's another side of the street, right? So you can wait there while cars are passing, and then you can wait for the cars to stop passing, and you have the right of way, and you can continue walking. So I ran over that whole island, and I went through it, right? It has a steep ass curve. I went through it, and boom, I crashed into a fucking fence. It's like a metal fence, right? And the fucking I don't really even know. It happened so fast. I don't even know what happened. I don't even know how I got this. I think it's just from the airbag, just or the plastic part of the steering wheel or something. It just happened so fast. It was like wham, and then boom. It was like wham, boom, boom. Like boom. The first wham was from me hopping the island. Second wham was from me crashing into the metal fence. The third wham was from the airbag going off in my face. Boom. It smelled like gunpowder and shit. You know, fucking. I hit the shit so hard, man. My face is bleeding and shit. I have rigs all over the fucking car because I'm an idiot. And all of a sudden, all these people start coming up to my car. High school kids. they come up to my car and they're like, dude, are you alright? Are you alright? I'm like, yeah, man, I'm okay. I'm okay. I was like, shit, dude, fuck. I was like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. They're like, did you want us to call the cops? And then the guy goes, or maybe not. I was like, yeah, please don't call the cops.